All right, class, that last activity was fun. We reviewed short vowel sounds, we reviewed what a vowel digraph is, and we also reviewed by clapping and stomping what syllables are. Now today we're going to learn about another category of rules for decoding new words in reading. If you're learning the code or how to crack the code with a video game, after a while you might get a little bit bored, but with reading it's totally different. The more codes you learn to crack or decode new words with reading, you open yourself up for worlds of adventure and excitement and intrigue and mystery and learning wonderful, interesting new information. A person who practices decoding new words and then practices reading does not ever need to be bored. Today, the category of decoding new words we'll be looking at is the vowel digraph number 4. When you have two vowels go walking with the vowel digraph number 4, it's the second vowel that does the talking, and believe it or not, it makes a short vowel sound. Now with vowel digraph number 1, two vowels go walking, it's the first one that does the talking and says the long sound. Well, with vowel digraph number 4, let me go over it again. Two vowels go walking, the second one does the talking and makes the short vowel sound. Now, you might be saying, well, Mrs. Bosworth, how will I know if I'm supposed to use number 1 or number 2? Some of it is just practice. Vowel digraph number 1 rule is more common, but I want to teach you some words today that are common to vowel digraph number 4. When you get used to seeing these words, then you won't feel nervous about decoding them. You'll just become familiar with them. The first word is friend. It's a one-syllable word, isn't it? Say it with me. Friend. All right, what are the two vowels? That's right, I and E. And which vowel are we looking at? The second one, and it is short. Okay, for and. Let's cover this up. What would you see? What would that word be? And. Friend. All right, the next one is guess. And we're looking at, what are the two vowels? U and E, and which one is getting the attention? It's the E, and it's short. Now, along with guess, we have a word very similar. It is guessed. They don't rhyme, but they sound very similar, don't they? Again, it's the second vowel. It's short. Guessed. The next word is touch. What are the vowels? O and U. Which vowel are we looking at? The second one. How does it sound? Short. You're doing wonderfully. And this word again is touch. 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 Don't you think decoding words is fun? And once you've decoded all these words, then your brain just automatically clicks when you see new words. And when that happens, you get to focus more on the meaning, the comprehension. All right, now I want you to see something here. The GH in this word makes the F sound. All right, where else have we seen letters that don't look like F but they make the F sound? That's right, the PH, like in the word phone. So we can have GH make the F sound, PH makes the F sound, and what else can make the F sound? The F, that's correct. All right, now this word, we're looking at the U. How does short U sound? So we're going and how does GH sound at the end? Fa. So it's fa, fa, fa. Rough, rough. Okay. Now the next word is young, young, young. You are not as young as you were last year. The next word is build. Build. These are all one-syllable words, aren't they? And the next one is built. Are build and built rhyming words? No, you're right, they're not. They don't have the same ending sound. They have the same middle sound. So they're similar, but they are not rhyming words. All right, you're doing very well. Next we have Two-syllable words. And we're going to look at the second syllable mostly. Captain. Do you hear the word in? Captain. Has anybody in here been a captain of a team before? All right. Certain. Now, there's that R controlled. So we've got the little house top on there on the sir part. But the 10. Certain. You hear the word in? Are you certain about that? Certain is to be sure. Next is forfeit. There we have a vowel and the R control, so we hear more of the R, for, and then fit. What do you hear in this syllable? It, forfeit. Now this is one of our word bank words, forfeit. Who knows what forfeit means? It's to give something up, like in a ball game. Have any of you ever been on a ball team where you had to forfeit the game? Oh, that must have been disappointing, wasn't it? Like if you didn't have enough players show up. So that word is forfeit. And that will be part of your word bank. The next word is chimney. And this is where the Y makes a short Y sound. It's a funny thing, a short Y sounds like a long E. E. Remember we said that sometimes Y can be a vowel? Like in the word my, it's a long I sound, isn't it? But baby makes an E sound. Does anyone in here have a baby in your family? You can say my baby, and you've used the vowel Y as a long I and a long E sound. All right? But this is not baby, it's chimney. Chimney. The last word is another word bank word. It's guarantee. Now, what do we call that when it's an unaccented syllable and we don't hear the true vowel sound, and when we write it, it's a backward upside down E? What do we call that? The schwa. It makes sort of an sound. One word of advice, when you're writing out your spelling words, don't pronounce it as a schwa. Pronounce it like it really looks. Then you'll spell your words correctly. For example, I wouldn't, if I'm writing out spelling words, I would not say guarantee, the sound. You might misspell it. I would say guarantee. Now, when you speak it to your friends, you're going to say it correctly. But when you're writing out your spelling words, go ahead and say it the way it looks. Guarantee. And then you'll get more of your spelling words correct. Now, what does it mean to guarantee something? I know if you've ever watched television, an infomercial, you've heard this word. It's to promise or make certain. I guarantee if you buy OxyClean, it will make your clothes white. I guarantee if you buy this floor sweeper, you will just love it. So to guarantee something is to promise or make certain. And again, let's look at this word, guarantee. Now, I want you to get everybody on the front row will be a number 1. Everybody behind you on row 2 is a number 2. Everyone on row 3 is a number 1. Row 4, your 2s. And you're going to work in pairs to write some sentences. But before you do that, I want to go over some sentences here with you that I've written for your new words. And we'll read these together. Can you guess what my young friend built? The highlighted words are new words for you. Can you guess what my young friend built? All right, and here's another one with our 2-syllable words. Are you certain the team captain said we would forfeit the game? What did we notice about these 2 sentences? My voice. Remember when we read regular sentences that end with a period, our voice will drop? That's a way for our brain to tell our brain, I'm finished with that thought. But when we end with a question mark, we're not really finished with that thought. What we're waiting for is an answer to our question. So again, can you guess what my young friend built? I'm waiting for an answer. Can you guess? Do you think maybe it was a birdhouse or a picture frame? And here, the last one. Are you certain the team captain said we would forfeit the game? Are you certain about that? I'm waiting for an answer. Yes or no. I want you to get with your partners. Again, row 1, you're number 1s. Row 2, you work together with number 1s. Row 3, row 3 and 4, you'll work together. I want you to write a sentence for each one of these words. Now, if you can't think of a sentence, you are allowed to copy mine. You're also allowed to combine words in a sentence. However, I think it would be a lot more interesting if you write your own original sentences than copy mine. And you can put as many words into one sentence as you like. At the end of the class period, we'll be taking a non-graded quiz. It's a participation grade to see how well you understood what we did today. All right, ready? Now turn around and begin.